wanted to impress on his team. But they've grown into a different unit since then, as they've pushed into the opposition half now, and Bikien can slide it into midfield. That's a foul for the referee. Long ball, and Mustafa Cissé checking back inside. The strongest strike force with Cissé and Sidibe, two top scorers this season, both in double figures for Atalanta. Lovely early evening temperature for this fixture. Wearing the strapping on his arm is Illing, stretching for that one. Worked over by Mulazzi. And the cross in is well dealt with. Time to take a touch, get the head up and pass for Panada. Changing the angle. Cissé. Scored in the last match and lost to Sassuolo. 5 minutes gone. Good football so far from these two sides vying for that semi-final spot. Roma, the regular season winners, ahead of Inter. De Lungo finding Oliveri. Berto, quickly over to Cittadini. Trying to keep it on the ground, Atalanta. Working it from left to right, as we've seen in this opening fraction of the game. Savona. That was Bonetti correction, slipping it into the middle. Turicchia let it run. Mahremovic. Referee was just behind the action. A foul by Panada. Certainly up for the fight, leaving the boots in there and bringing Riccardo Turicchia down. Bikien brings Ruhi back towards him. Turicchia with that roll just in front of the defence alongside Bonetti. We saw young Miretti make his appearance for the first team against Lazio as a starter. His first start a week and a day ago. Coming up from the Primavera. That's what many of these would dream to do. Juventus have so many players on their books, though. We see them sprayed out across all the divisions in Italy and beyond. Under 23 side as well that plays in Serie C. Keeping it down well. Giovanni back into Berto. Over to Cittadini. Well, again, they're trying to keep it on the ground, but Juventus well organised in their defence and now can break forward. Mbangula was trying to make the pass. Also on the score sheet in that victory over Spal in the last round of action over a week ago. Ruhi. Savona's cross in. Easily dealt with by Cittadini. Cisse trying to put the pressure on, but Juventus taking up the field here and occupying the enemy territory. Bicchien. Bicchien once more. Managed to raise their positioning, but they've won it back cheaply in the midfield. The race through is won by the Atalanta defense. Oliveri. De Lungo back into Berto. Cittadini goes long. Well, the keeper stayed inside his area. Renault's cross, good position, and Cisse couldn't make the contact. Clever feet as eventually the foul is given. Well, the best chance of the opening period there coming for Atalanta after that long ball into the channel led to the cross in, but Cisse just couldn't make the contact, and so as a result, that foul eventually coming. Sidibe laid off into Cisse. Sidibe fancies it from range. Keeper had it covered. Well, a slip there, but also at the same time a good recovery to regain balance. Credit there in the middle to Samuel Eling. Not giving up on it. And the corner kick is run into Atalanta. Muharemovic leading the back four alongside Bicchien. Panada switching it over. Giovanni from distance. Well, again, no test for Senko. Zukon correction. Long kick out there by Senko. And then a strong challenge by Nicolo Savona. Forcing his man down and winning the free kick there, Atalanta. Flying, landing on top of the ball. Could have been a nasty injury, but he managed to just get his neck out of the way in time. Cittadini. Coming in with Cerasoli suspended after getting a red card in the last match. Bonetti trying to change the angle. You'd say Juventus have knocked it around well in this first 15 minutes. Looked marginally the better side. Remember, it's winner takes all, and Juventus need to win. If it's a draw, then Atalanta will make it through to the semis. And Juventus with a point to prove as they're trying to work it around the angles. Ruhi making himself available, but cutting inside. Crossed by Mulazzi, flies through the box, and it's out for a throw-in. Strong challenge in the middle there by Sidibe. Just keeps it simple, knocking back to the captain. Well, that was not the best decision, that header, because Sidibe was just waiting, but fortunately nobody in support as the ball fired out to the right side, and Mbangolu unable to bring it under control. Quarter of an hour gone. Cittadini. Sassi, no pressure. And then they managed to work it into the channel. Neither keeper really forced into a save so far. Shots from outside the area that Senko have watched wide of either post. Well, wouldn't have appreciated that too much. Ealing got drilled at him by Rohi. Bonatti, typical Juve dress. On the sidelines, senior squad having a disastrous year. Oh, wasn't a bad ball. That's first attempt on target. Mulazzi getting up into the box, managing to get up highest, but simple save for Jacopo Sassi. Cittadini trying to get it past Mbangolo, or Bangala, I should say. Bikien. Over it comes to Jonas Ruhi. Looking for Ealing. That's a foul coming from behind. Not a good tackle on that occasion by Del Lungo. Bikien. All the way back into the keeper. 28 games at Senko in the league. Well, it's more of a rugby tackle than a football tackle as Ealing goes down. And Zucon also with 28 games in the league, just one goal. Muharemovic. Bikien. Bonetti. Muharemovic. Ealing turned and opened up some space. Trying to make the angle for the shot. Little tug. No penalty, says the referee. Took a risk there, Del Lungo. Chibozo in a good position to try and make the most of that, as Mulazzi slid it into him. And another indication there that Juventus having a little more success than their opponents. Well, whinging from the crowd on the sidelines as Panada made the challenge. No bookings so far. That was a bad tackle. Going straight through Mulazzi. And that ball over the top is easily picked up by Sassi. Throws it out into the midfield. Cisse's touch got away from him. Bicchien into Savona. Captain Bonetti. Another one of those angled balls, straight at the keeper that time. Rolled out quickly to Del Lungo. Oliveri, rather. Well, he was looking for the foul. Don't really want to see the youngsters screaming as badly as the adults. Clearly nothing wrong with Oliveri there. Just making the most of it for the ref to blow the whistle. I suppose it does make us understand. Here we see that chance again with Mulazzi making the pass in, and then the fall of Chibozo. Often when there's so many fans in the stadium, we don't get to hear how loud the players yelp when they go down. Of course, there are legitimate fouls and injuries in both those previous occasions. The replays suggesting there wasn't all that much in it, certainly not enough to scream to the heavens. De Lungo back into Sassi, keeping it on the deck. It's an error by the keeper. Good reaction by Ealing. More hunger here from Juventus. Oh, dispossessed. Looking good, Juve at the moment to get in the goal. Oliveri chips it into midfield. Juventus seem to be everywhere. Bonetti's pass over to Savona. Something of a window, a shop window here. These closing matches of the season. These players and the coaches are looking on and potentially in Serie A, Serie B, Serie C, looking for an option as we go towards the summer transfer market. So cooling break now. We can take a pause with Atalanta and Juventus still scoreless. Really no clear chances. Juventus have done better with the ball. They've had more of it in their opponent's half, but Brambilla shouldn't be too concerned. The coach, 49 years of age, ex-professional, Andrea Bonatti of Juve, 37 as I mentioned. And Bonatti looking for his first win against Atalanta. Brambilla's record since he was appointed in 2017, 6 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses. And there is Vincenzo Italiano, the coach of Fiorentina. Had a tremendous season, got them qualified to the Conference League. And he's one of those faces here surveying how the development of these two clubs. Now, this is the sharper end of the youth sector, under 19s, but many other levels below. And we've seen a lot of young players get opportunities this year. Think of Roma with Afanajan, with Zalewski, Bove, Volpato, all coming from the youth sector and given opportunities by Jose Mourinho, and it does happen. Cisse played 3 times, or in 3 games this season. Atalanta's Cisse, number 9. No real work for that man so far. Zomborsenko. So we had the cooling break, temperatures around 26, 27 degrees, so it is pretty hot out there. And they've got to take care of the players in that regard. Cisse, switched across by Panada. Renault, back into Cittadini. Well, they're good in this phase, keeping the ball down, knocking it around, but Juve are pressing really well, aggressively. And there you see an error coming as a result. Oliveri, ball over the top to Chibozo. Takes on the outside, backed his pace. The flag went up, but that was good play, enterprising from Angel Chibozo. Just what you like to see there from a young player taking on the opposition. The top scorer this season with 14 goals, just couldn't quite get there in the end. 18 years of age from Benin. Again, Juve getting closest to the ball, closing it down quickest as the defender Tarik Muharemovic just getting into a collision with Oliveri. Offside flag into the channel, so they'll have to come back for that one. And the ball over the top. Cisse gets there, brings it under control, and off the inside of the post. Mustafa Cisse, so unlucky. Ball fired up into the box. He reacted quickest, shows the form that he's been in, and well, Juventus get away with it. Renault. Oliveri's cross, free header for Cisse. And suddenly, after being on the back foot for most of the last quarter hour, Atalanta make 2 chances. Here we can see up against Bikien. Cisse took it early, and that's what caught the keeper out. And that is what? A centimetre from just catching enough of the inside of the post and crossing the line. Now at the other end, Bangola, well, that wasn't the best from Jacopo Sassi. He tried to block it with his stomach instead of using his feet to control it. As that Juve looked to him, Bonatti. So the left back, Jonas Ruhi, is the one to whip it in. Swedish-Moroccan origin. Good shape to it as well, a header by Oliveri. Bikien. And the ball over the top. That was a nice move by Juventus, trying to draw Atalanta towards them. 2-3 passes in the midfield and then launch it quickly over the top. Twice long balls for Atalanta have been the attempt, and again up towards Cisse. Sidibe able to bring it down. Turicchia takes it alone into the right side. Turicchia again. A lot of these are going to be the future of Italian football over the next couple of days when we see the other matches, semi-finals and final. Oliveri coming inside, switching it over, just didn't quite have the direction. Got to say that Cinco has been a little sluggish off his line in a couple of occasions in this first half. Needs to just anticipate a little bit more, the 19-year-old from Hungary. Savona with the throw-in. Bikien switched it way over to Ruhi, who brings it down. Turicchia this time going long. De Lungo back into Sassi. His best kick out. Iling. Arriving is Savona. Occupying the pitch much better than Atalanta Juve. Dominating the possession as well. Rohi. Try to anticipate, but Chiboza too quick. Iling again. Everybody squeezed back for Atalanta, though not a lot of space to try and make the angle. And that's eventually forced the error with the cross. Well, in terms of the defensive effort, Atalanta making life difficult for Juventus as Bonetti's ball didn't find its mark. Neat and tidy on the turn with Zuccon. Sidibe. Well, again, it's come straight off the training ground, but not really the best, as we see Iling giving it into Turicchia, who gets the shot away. The arms came into his body. That was good defending in the end. And now the counter. Well, this is where they have been dangerous, and it's Tommaso Del Lungo just runs into a brick wall. Little light at the back at the moment, Juve. Despite having the better of the play, Atalanta have been closer to scoring with that post struck by Mustafa Cisse. Drilled towards Angel Chibozo, and Sassi takes care of business. It was Turicchia's shot straight into the stomach there of Del Lungo, who took it well. Just too much for Umbangola to get on the end of that. Belgian and Democratic Republic of Congo origin, 18-year-old. Now what can Atalanta do with it breaking forward? The speed of Chibozo as Sidibe lays off. Renault. Panada. And they win a corner kick at the end of the 35th minute. And Panada going across to take it again. Well, they've had more of the corner kicks in this first half. And the cross in. It's a good contact by Cisse. Gets away from his marker. Panada picking him out just a fraction too high for him. And then the poor kick out. It's a strong challenge. A fair one for the referee. And the first booking in the match goes to Tommaso Del Lungo. Years of age. Made a lot of that. Wasn't the worst contact. This was more of a collision with Zukon and Muharemovic. On the turn again, Chibozo gets it back. Slid it through nicely. Savona looking for the cross. Edge of the area. Turicchia couldn't keep his shot under control. Panada, again with the long ball for Cisse, takes it on the chest. Good overlapping run. Back into Giovanni. Or Giovane, rather. Panada. Berto. Regionesi continues his run forward. Again, good pressure in the middle there from Juve, but they've managed to work the passes together. Then they cut it out. That was Mulazzi. Ball over the top. Chibozo gets the shot across the face of goal. But again, the determination of Juventus is superior to Atalanta. Just lacking that clear sight of goal. After they forced the error, they won the ball back. Not a bad pass at all, and deciding to go early, Angel Chibozo. Sassi unperturbed. Oliveri. Cut out by Felix Unzwango Bikien. Panada's header. Sidibe dispossessed. Quick feet in the middle. Then Ruhi, or rather Muharemovic. Ealing. So one back and sees the space. Del Lungo. Cisse. Does he back himself here? forces his way through. Mustafa Cisse. Good recovery by Zwango Bikien. Narrowed the angle as he was getting ready to whip off the shot. Not the best initially from Zwango Bikien and Savona, but he stretched everything still. You'd expect Cisse to hit the target from there. And despite being second best in terms of the possession and the territory in the match, also the intensity of their play, another kick out from Senko. Has not had a good first half. The Hungarian keeper made quite a few errors, both with the ball and without it, in terms of his decision making. Berto's header, keeping it moving in the middle. Ealing's over it. Came from Chelsea. Over to Regionese. Renault. Del Lungo. Well, Panada couldn't make a touch. Chibozo just needed to hold the possession perhaps a little longer there, Samuel Ealing, as the early pass had to be so precise into the gap. They still get a corner kick for their effort. Really deep ball, and there was contact there from Zwango Bikien. Not enough though to worry Jacopo Sassi. A couple of errors in defence by Juve, which give Atalanta confidence and optimism for the second half, but likewise Juventus, the way they played, better team overall. Gabriele Berto. Regionesi over to Renault. Del Lungo. Good feed there from Bonetti. Bangola. Ealing. Well, they were completely outnumbered with that attack, and Atalanta easily winning the ball back. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything to separate the two sides at the interval. Not too many stoppages for added time. Again, that long ball up to Cisse, well watched by Zwango Bikien. That was not a good tackle there by Bonetti, and he gets a yellow card. So one each after Del Lungo for Atalanta. It wasn't a good tackle. He was never going to get there. Coming late from the side. Slightly behind the play. Berto into Panada. Del Lungo again. Inadvertently touched the hand. And Zwango Bikien. Out to Savona. Good play by Panada. Rode the challenge. Sidibe turns towards goal. He's got support. Juve managed to recover the defensive position. Oliveri into the 45th minute. De Lungo still got support. And takes a dig, Zuccon. Not his best attempt. Didn't even hit the corner flag. Didn't manage to drive through the ball. Slicing it wildly. So the last seconds of the 45, we'll see what's added on, if anything at all. There you go, 2 minutes added on. Again, another pass there. Was promising for Mbangola. Well cut out. Panada controls. I think that Atalanta maybe carry on like this for the first 15 minutes of the second half in terms of they don't need to win the game. Juventus do. Having finished one place above them in the league standings, so they can be a bit more circumspect about their play and try and hit them on the counter, as we've seen. That has been one of their main attacks in the first half. Oh, now they've broken away just before the break. Chibozo pulls it square and it's tucked in. Samuel Mbangola gives Juventus a deserved lead at the end of the first half. They've controlled much of the game. They've been more aggressive and determined in their play, and eventually the two forwards combine. Angel Chiboza winning the ball back. Big error from Gabriele Berto. Unselfishly slid it to his teammate who had an easier finish. And Berto there making the error. Maybe just a little tired at the end of the first half. Chibozo through the dummy brought the challenge of Regionesi towards him, as we can see it again. Berto first. There was still hope they could save the situation, but give credit to Chibozo here through the dummy as Regionesi came in, and then the finish by Samuel Mbangola. And that should make for a much more entertaining second half. Not that the first hasn't been good, but Atalanta, maybe we'll see them have to push a little more because there's no extra time, there's no penalties. It's going to be decided here. So if Juventus finish the match as leaders, then they are going through to face Roma. That's the half-time whistle. So Atalanta 0, Juventus 1. More to come soon. Hello and welcome back. Referee Saya from Palermo back out onto the pitch, and there is the young man who made the difference at the end of the first half, Mbangola, scoring the goal, the assist from his strike partner Angel Chibozo, and that was right at the end of the first half in the second added minute. But you can't say that Juventus didn't deserve a goal. They played better overall in the first 45, and so as it stands, they are going through to face Roma in the semi-finals of the Primavera. To see who is going to be crowned champions. Tomorrow's match as well between the third and sixth place side, Cagliari and Sampdoria. They will face Inter. Those are to be played on the 27th and 28th. Cagliari, Sampdoria tomorrow evenings, 5 p.m. Italian time. It's just gone past 7 p.m. Italian time, 10 past 7. And so the referee is in position and we are ready to get going again. No changes to report so far. Remember that Mustafa Cisse hit the post. And watching on, Massimo Brambilla knows his side need a goal. Whoever is able to come out on top in this match will go through, but a draw would also be enough for Atalanta, having finished higher than Juve in the regular season. So we're back underway, and it is the Bianconeri going from left to right, and the Nerazzurri from Bergamo winning the ball back there. Giovane going down. Can Juventus keep the intensity up? Seems that they're on a mission. Really well organized under Andrea Bonatti, the coach. And the captain Bonetti, one of two players booked in the first half, Del Lungo the other. Atalanta runners-up last year, champions in the 2 seasons preceding that. One of those because of COVID. They finished top of the division, and so didn't have to go through this this playoff phase. Again, moving it around nicely. Turicchia over to Ruhi. This cross just gets aerial and ends up with Jacopo Sassi. It was really an error from Gabriele Berto that led to the goal, but Juve in that first half was showing their strength as a squad. And Sidibe switching the play. First time touch isn't going to be received by Oliveri, but the slip in front of him by Muharemovic sees Oliveri still in possession. Oliveri, oh, and he just tried to take a little too much, run out of pitch. And after a long season, Atalanta have just this 45 minutes as Bonatti still giving the advice from the sidelines. Senko. Too much there for the goal scorer, Samuel Mbangola. One back by Ealing, 10 goals in the league. Mbangola lays off, good opportunity, just got away from Mulazzi, who has the support of Nicolo Savona. Mbangola again, now Mulazzi. Strong challenge, shoulder to shoulder. No real appeal. It's a corner kick. Two waiting in the box for that cross to come in. And they managed to clear it all the way up, and Bangola's after it. Scored just 4 goals in the league this season. 23 appearances. Cinco. Well, running into a bit of trouble there, giving the ball away. Giovane laid off. This is Giovane. Trying to get Renault's pass in, but good defensive work as well by Samuel and Bangola. Oliveri back into Del Lungo. No way through on the right side, and so all the way back as they restart with Berto. Really can't afford to try and take on the likes of Chibozo because of his speed. That's exactly how the goal came about, with him cutting a ball out from Berto. As Unzwango goes down. Chibozo couldn't get there. Turicchia. Panada's pass finds Renault. Slips it back into Regionesi. Over he goes to De Lungo. Berto. Regionesi again. Panada, the captain. Sidibe. Juve closing up very tightly without the ball. Moving across the pitch well. Zucon goes down. Ball was won clearly, says the referee Saya. Plays advantage as Ealing doesn't manage to make the pass into Chibozo, who was without a lot of space on the far flank. Zucon felt that he was fouled. Let's have another look here. Well, there was a touch by Zucon, but the defender clearly made contact with the ball before he went down. Zwango. Savona. Injecting some pace into the attack. Bangola on the turn. Ealing. Really good contact. Smart shot from the English attacking midfielder. Got it out from his feet. De Lungo was unsure to close him down. Haven't won the title in the Primavera, in the youth league, since 2006, Juventus. Long overdue as far as they're concerned. Both with 4 titles. Juve winning the very first ever in the 62-63 season as the cross in. Well, managed to get in a one-on-one there with the retracting Renault. Berto. Torricchia's headed down. That was a really good piece of athleticism by the midfielder. Senko. It's a good kick out, trying to find Mbangola. But dealt with the danger on that occasion, Regionesi. Savona to take the throw in. Savona again, looking for an option. Bangola goes down, won by Ealing. Mulazzi. Wasn't a good tackle there from Sidibe, but not penalised. Right on the edge of the line. Ealing runs into too many defenders. Well, backed himself to go down the line, but again, not a lot of pitch to work with. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Not a lot of chances have been created throughout. Bonetti's ball is comfortably won. Bit of a lunge in from Ealing and risking a booking there. Coming off his feet and making contact with the defender as the ref does his laces up. Tried to make the turn, Zuccon, and this time he does get the free kick. Bonetti needs to be careful, he's already been booked. Doesn't want to be shown a second yellow card for ill discipline. Very familiar with the referee. Takes that liberty as the captain. And the coach there just shouting to him there, come on. He held up his hand, Bonetti. So an attacking free kick for Atalanta. There's a good shape to it. Renault, good save, the rebound. Corner kick. Best chance of the second half. Managed to fire it through the crowd, Renault. And it was curling all the time, but back towards Senko, who still was unsighted. 3 defenders in front of him. And that's the best from the keeper. He's up again, he's not judged that quite enough. Berto, Oliveri. And could be the danger now of a counter if they've overcommitted. If Chimbozo can get going. And it's 6-on-3. Went too early, and they're lucky to have it still. Well, it's just a little bit of imprecision. Didn't need to rush that ball forward quite as much. And now at the other end, Cisse, Senko drills it out of the field of play. He's got it out of the ground. Big Hungarian keeper, not taking any chances with that one. Panada. Good run from Cisse, but Nzwango thuds into the microphone. Well, coming up to the 1 hour mark, our Substitution's going to be readied here. Regionesi into Berto. Well, we've seen this throughout the match, passing it across the line and up the other channel. Oliveri. Muharamovic has stayed down. Zukon pleading innocent. Panada. Well, one of the first stoppages for an injury. And Muharamovic. Well, the linesman was looking there. Zukon getting up off the back of the Juventus defender, which is perhaps unnecessary, a little bit naughty. Bosnia-Herzegovinian, Slovenian origins as well. So Renault, just after the shot, is leaving the pitch. Disappointed. And Bernasconi and Pagani also coming in. Federico Pagani replacing Zukon. See if these substitutions are going to be able to do anything for Atalanta. Bernasconi, 27 games. Pagani, 21. Falls to Cisse, good first touch. Mustafa Cisse, the deflection. 1/3 of the match remaining. Juventus are going through. It's a good challenge there by Federico Pagani. Six goals this season as well. Last was against Pescara, round 29. Well, Juve can play more on the counter for this remaining 30 minutes. Try and catch the opposition out. Berto short. On the chest of Cisse, laid off. Sidibe back into the middle. Panada chips it over. This is better. Not a bad touch there from Bernasconi. Giovane. But then it just slows down, and Juventus, everybody inside the box, did find it, and there's the goal. Mustafa Cisse swings the left boot and pulls Atalanta level. Excellent work in the end. The cross by Giovane finds Mustafa Cisse. Giovane found the gap between the two defenders and the angle, and that's a really good finish from Mustafa Cisse. $11 goals in the league, and the vital equalising goal here. And didn't he take that well? Struck the post in the first half, had a header that went over the bar as well. And that one just came to him at the right speed, and he judged it perfectly, the shot. Game on. Well, Juve now going to have to attack again. That should make for an entertaining spectacle for the remaining 27 minutes. Rohi trying to cross it in, but well, the deflection doesn't go out. Sidibe unable to keep control with Ealing on top of him. Atalanta with such good pedigree in these knockout situations. Juve in the last seasons haven't made it past the first round of the knockouts in the playoffs. Last season losing to Empoli at the same stage. Ealing dribbles his way through. Chibozo. Oh, it's good play. He's gone down. And the referee has given it just a dive. It's a yellow card against the goal scorer, Samuel Mbangola. And the referee not at all convinced, even with the protest afterwards. So disappointment there. Did he need to go down? Let's have a closer look. The back heel from Chibozo. And the touch from Panada, but not nearly enough to force him to the ground, and maybe he could have taken the shot instead of looking to get the spot kick. That was unorthodox, and Zwango got it off the back of his head, but it worked. Now we're going to see some substitutions from Juventus. Ball into the deep, trying to find Mustafa Cissé. He was making a nuisance of himself on top of Zwango Bikien. Look at that for a throw. Missile into the middle. Back in the pace of Rohi. Did brilliantly to get around his man. Then the ball, Mbangola trying to take it on the chest. And Jacopo Sassi able to collect it calmly. Play it down. Saying the medics can come in if they want.
Cambio o entrate, decide. A posto, allora vi potete accomodare. Allora, facciamo. Quanti cambi sono?
So 2 substitutions coming.
Turro, esci dietro, Turro!
So cramp being taken care of by Senko. Turicchia staying down. So Niccolò Turco is coming in as Turicchia leaves the field with a very awkward gait, and the goal scorer Mbangola off. So Ervin Omic comes in for Turicchia and Niccolò Turco for Mbangola. Remember, a draw is enough for Atalanta to go through to face Roma in the semi-finals. Putting pressure on high up the field. Took too long there. Regionesi. Just 2 strides instead of 5. Another look at that throw. Bernasconi. Sidibe under pressure. He did well. But Juve really pushing hard here to get the ball back. That's exactly what they've got to do at this stage of the game. Another substitution. The cooling break correction. So even at this time now, just coming up to 7:30. And we're going to have this in all the divisions when we come back early next season in August. All the matches we played in the evening, and temperatures all around Italy at that time will be above 30 degrees. Even for an 8:45 kickoff in many places. There's the goal at the end of the first half. Chibozo into Mbangola, who made no mistake. Good finish and a deserved goal. But They couldn't hold on to the lead, and this from Giovane in, and what an excellent first-time attempt that is from Mustafa Cissé. Disappointment for Juventus, celebration for Atalanta. And Mustafa Cissé decisive on so many occasions this season, able to come good when his coach needed it. Now Bonatti needs his subs to do the same for Juve. Pressure's on now. Last indication from Massimo Brambilla. Pagani, the sub, going over some details with Cissé. The ref getting a good sweat on. Brambilla keeping his cool on the sidelines. Oliveri just making sure where he's supposed to be taking it from. Ball over the top is easy for Senko. Zomborsenko rolling out and getting us going again. But they've given it away cheaply. Tenacious play in the middle. Mulazzi back in to the defense. Muharemovic finds Ruhi. And that was well read. Oh, well, that challenge was a painful one. Yellow card for Ruhi. He was saying there, pass the ball into the captain, Andrea Bonetti. Come inside, not down the flank. Let's have another look here. Well, it's more the awkward fall than the foul on Oliveri in itself. So another stoppage in this second half. What these young men have been working for all year to get to this position, get beyond it, and have the chance to play for the final spot coming up on the weekend. Or rather, I should say, a week today. Semi-finals on the 27th and 28th. Well, one more goal for Atalanta at this stage of the match, you would say, is going to finish the contest. Captain Bonetti hits it long. That's going to be the tactic. With Atalanta looking to sit back and aware of keeping the space between the defensive line and the keeper quite narrow. This is a little risk. Regionesi just manages to get it away near the halfway line. Ealing just took too long there as he looked up for a teammate. Mulazzi, strong challenge, but play on. Good feet from Giovane, who was tugged a few times. No advantage And eventually the free kick forced upon Saya, the referee.
La Juventus sostituisce il numero 10 momenti con il numero 26 Secularak.
Secularak getting ready to come in. Christian Secularak. 22 games, 1 goal in the league. And replacing the captain, Bonetti. That's a smart turn. Del Lungo. Sidibe. Regionesi, first time. They've won it back, and the ball through to Mustafa Cisse. Oh, tried to just sneak it inside to Pagani. We've seen the likes of Ibrahima Kohli and Musa Barro extremely well with Atalanta in the Primavera. Omic working out to the left-hand side. Misjudging Turco. Oh, not a bad ball. It was asking a lot, though, of Chibozo to get there. Hasn't been as dangerous in the second half, Angel Chibozo. Well, that was a nasty strike on the side of the head. Another one going down with cramp. That's the third. Giovani that time. Why they're all suffering from cramp so much, these teenage boys. I don't think I've ever seen 3 players be substituted for cramp in the same match. Savona. Atalanta happy to sit back inside their own half. Ealing's ball. Nice on the turn. Mulazzi trying to find a player to lay off to. Chibozo's challenge is still there until the referee, well, Chibozo not happy. Shows the intensity with which he's involved in the game. Giovani, well, perhaps hoping to get a substitution, as we see there was that challenge there on Giovani by Chibozo. And an animated reaction. So Giovani coming out. And Chiwiza, Mana Chiwiza coming in as the replacement in midfield. into the action there, Chiesa, but Juventus can bring it away. Cisse chasing. And Zwango finds Savona. Omic, well cut out by Sidibe. Looking for the break. Panada's pass finds Cisse. And the captain once again. Overlapping was Oliveri. Sassi. Now they should be able to get the ball further forward, but Juventus continue to press them back into their own half, and that has been one aspect of the game where they have been superior. Ealing needs to find an option. Well, invented something there. It was cut out by Bernasconi as far as Savona. Now they're trying to get the cross in as we move towards the last 10 minutes. Ealing takes the shot, and what an effort it was too. Sassi, excellent stop. And Samuel Ealing rips one through the box. Excellent football on both sides. Generated some ferocious power with that left-footed attempt. Is that going to set something up here now for Juventus? They need a goal. High ball headed down. Sassi can watch it wide. Muharemovic making the touch. Sassi. The average position of the respective formations certainly seeing Atalanta further and further back and Juventus further forward as the game has gone on. But that goal by Mustafa Cisse still priceless for them here. Coming in the 62nd minute, answering Samuel Mbangola's 45 plus 2 opener inside the added time at the end of the first half. That's well read. Not so much the touch. Sidibe looking for the foul. Ref is sympathetic. Another long ball for Cisse to chase. Keeper had to be accurate. Again, drills it out into the stands. Panada back into Oliveri. Goes down the line. Rides the challenge. No foul. That was really good play by Sidibe as he tried to slow down his opponent, as did Cisse, but Juve retain the possession. Savona has to go back into Zwango. Long kick out. There's the header. By, well, now it's sitting with Omic, and over to the left-hand side. Muharemovic finds Savona on the right. Time against Juventus here. The ball over the top is a tester, and Turco unable to turn it head on the goal. And there was an offside in any case as Nicolo Turco got in the position. No, no offside, correction. Tried to use the outside of the boot. It crossed the line there. That was why the flag was raised. And that was a good opportunity. Difficult one, though, for Nicolo Turco really stretching for it. Savona. Back into Nzwango. Muharemovic. Atalanta going to try and ride this storm out with Juve having everyone inside their half. Ealing's pass. But it's that crucial last ball as they try to get through the Atalanta defence that's lacking. That one crosses the line, another substitution coming.
La Juventus sostituisce il numero 14 Mulazzi con il numero 9 Ceri.
Leonardo Ceri for the midfielder, so Gabriele Mulazzi comes out and Ceri at almost 2 meters tall comes in. Try and offer something extra in attack to get this goal that'll see them. Well, we'll also see the exit on the far side of Ruhi, and Luis Haza comes in. Five minutes plus stoppages, probably going to be 4 or 5 minutes added on. Cooling break and those stoppages for the cramps that the players suffered. Cisse. Ealing play on. Pass it over. And they can bring it forward now. Nzwango into the middle. Ceri was trying to react. Ball cleared out on the far side. Ealing. Hassa. Oh, and just getting off balance there as he tried to make the impact straight after coming on. Luis Hassa, Italian Albanian origin. Panada stays down. Yet another example of cramp. A strange match it's been in that respect. So Panada, the 4th player who's had to take some treatment for cramp. This has all been added on. They really need to change the time system in world football. When the game stops, they should just stop the clock instead of adding time. And then when it gets to 90, they blow the final whistle. Muhammeti getting ready to come on then for Atalanta. Panada getting ready to come out, to the 4th player off with cramp. There's a lack of salt or something in their diets. So Endri Muhammeti coming in these final minutes of the 90, and whatever's going to be added on. Sassi, not a good kick out, not the time to make an error. They conceded in added time at the end of the first half. They should be doing everything to try and limit those sort of errors at this stage now. Sassi with the long kick. Well read, but then out of position. Has a dribbling, was looking for the foul. And the referee against Chiesa. And the pressure going up here now for Atalanta, because they've been conceding so much territory to Juventus, who continue to push forward. And the substitute, Luis Hasa, doing an excellent job to win the foul in good position in terms of being able to get the cross in. And that is the 90th minute. One goal for Juventus. Ealing crosses. And there at the back post. What a chance. Muharemovic could have won it. Now there will be added time, but will they get a better opportunity than that? He's completely wide open. And the defender couldn't hit the target, and he knows, he'll know on the way back up to Turin that that was a massive moment that could have decided this game, and who knows the rest of this season. But again, they'll be adding on, got to be 6 minutes, if not more. So Juventus, if they can keep the energy up as Bonatti gets the ball back into play as fast as possible. 6 minutes of additional time. 6 minutes to decide who's going to the semi to face Roma. 6 minutes for Juve to throw everything at Atalanta, who are camped out well inside their own half. Imagine that Juve are going to have the possession for almost all of the time remaining. Chibozo, nice little layoff, trying to find the angle. Omic, good strike, got it through the crowd. But Sassi, happy to see it going straight at him, and it's a comfortable catch. Oh, the referee not having that. Didn't look all that bad of a challenge there by the substitute, Muhammeti. 5 minutes remaining, and they've left space at the back. The shot, the goal, Juventus. Leonardo Ceri, the 92nd minute, has surely won it. Inspired substitution by Andrea Bonatti, and Atalanta conceding too much space at the back. And the substitute, Leonardo Ceri, should have got them across the line. Well, they'd all squeezed up with that high back line. And again, you've got to say that Berto is to blame. He was out of position. Ceri managed to get the right side of him, brought it down and slotted it home. And Juventus refused to surrender. That's a good striker's goal. Sassi unable to get close to it. But confusion at the back between Berto and Regionesi, and Ceri took advantage. Atalanta 1, Juventus 2. And it's that age-old thing, when you have the result in your hands, you sit back too deep, you allow the opposition the possession. A little bit of mental fatigue perhaps starts to come in. I've got to look, he's saying there. I've got to look. But Gabriele Berto will be very disappointed, because both goals he was involved in not really being in the right position, gave the ball away. That led to Mbangula's goal, and there with that ball over the top, he got the wrong side of Leonardo Ceri, who took full advantage. And you've got to say, for Juventus, they didn't give up at any point. They kept pushing, they kept trying to play their game, and over the course of the whole match, wouldn't be unfair to say they were the better team. Atalanta haven't created that much. Yes, they hit the post, had a couple of moments here and there. It was an excellent finish by Mustafa Cisse to get things level, but just too passive those last 25 minutes as a yellow card comes out. And Atalanta, they need something special here at the end if they are going to get the draw that would see them through to face Roma. Time is definitely not on their side. Sidibe, top scorer this season, gives it away. Now the counter. It's all about this pass. Haza. Oh, clever feed there. But there was no foul. Still had the men up the pitch, so they were in an offside position. Jacopo Sassi. So maybe another minute to be added on for the goal celebration. Another missile throw in. Brought down by Sidibe for some late drama. The cross by Bernasconi. The header. And a good save by Senko. Down to his left. And Atalanta still believe. Oh, that's never going to trouble the defence. On the turn, Chibozo looked onside for Samuel Ealing. It's 3-on-1. Doesn't make the pass stick. Regionesi well positioned. That's 5 of the additional minutes gone. Haza again. Nice technical player. Ealing returns it. Clever. Will he take it to the corner, or will they look for the third goal? Ealing, they want to wrap it up here. And he, well, managed to find the angle to Cherry. This is the final minute of the match. Times Atalanta looked certain to be heading to the semis, but Juventus kept their mentality right. Made the right substitutions. Bonatti. That's made the difference. Sidibe. It's now or never. The last seconds of the 6. Get up, says Bonatti. The defensive line. Now they want the ref to blow the whistle. It's finished, he said. And there is the final whistle. Tremendous performance from Juventus. They knock out last year's losing finalist with the substitution by Bonatti, and Leonardo Cherry getting the headlines, getting the glory, getting the hugs from his teammates for producing the winning goal that sees them go through to the semis to face Roma. That's all we've got time for. Good evening.
Oh.